Hello and welcome to the ACCSimSeries tutorial on how to select and upload liveries for the upcoming events such as the Championship Series and the Solo Endurance Cup. So in this we're going to take you through the process of creating a livery as well as how to select the livery in the game and also how to connect to the servers and what it needs to look like. So we're going to be making a livery for the Aston Martin V8 Vantage. We've already got the livery selected, and it's this Keep It Lit ACCSS crossover that I'll be using for the Championship Series next season. So we're going to teach you how to make it appear in game and also how we'd like them to be used during the events that we hold in our championships. So first of all, what we need to do is we need to make start with just a blank car. So we're going to select the Aston Martin Vantage. We're going to name it 240, and the team name I'll be using is Keep It Lit Racing for the Championship Series. So this is important that you make a base livery underneath, because in game, if people decide not to download the livery pack for whatever reason, such as their computer or computer hardware or just general connection lag, then they still need to see some sort of car. So we'll have a grid full of these plain white cars throughout its entirety. So we're going to start by just fiddling around with the single player or even the multiplayer. That's the custom in-game editor to make a car that we think we like the look of in general. The reason behind this is that the Photoshop livery goes on top of this. So if people decide not to have Photoshop liveries or GIMP liveries or anything like that, they'll still be able to see this car in game. So it's important that you take the time just to have a fiddle around with these settings, just to customize what you fancy. So for this, I'm just going to flick through all the different options and the colors available. I'm going to pick one that's semi-suitable using the colors that we race with, but I'm going to come back to this later on. So as you can see now, we've got our base custom livery using the in-game editor. So once we finish doing that, we're going to hit the save button, and then we're going to be able to come out of ACC. We can just keep it minimized. You haven't got to close it or anything. You can just keep it running in the background. And we're going to head over to our documents folder. So our documents folder is where our ACC or Assetto Corsa Competizione folder is kept. We're going to head over to the customs folder, and then we're going to head to cars. Now my car list, a lot of you will have loads of these JSONs depending on how many custom liveries you've got. Might be in any order, so I like to have mine date modified at the top. So the one I most recently changed in game is sat at the top. Now it's important with this JSON because it holds all the information for your in-game custom, and it also tells the game where it can find the Photoshop custom in your files. So we've got a separate folder made up on the side with the livery inside it. We've got a decals, a sponsors, and a JSON and a decals PNG. Now some of you might have a decals PNG and a sponsors PNG. It doesn't matter, you can do exactly the same thing with both. But just showing you here what the decals look like if you've never seen them before. Wait for it to load up. There you go. So that's what the PNG looks like of what I want to put on top of my Aston Martin. So once we've got that sorted and we've gone through the JSONs just to make sure they've been completed, we're going to head back and we're going to copy the name of the livery, because we need to add it to the JSON that's on the opposite screen. So we need to copy that folder name there, and we're going to copy all of that. And we're going to head over to this custom skin name part of the JSON file. I'm just going to paste that in there, and then you can go ahead and save it. So as you see, this JSON here, it's got the same matching up names, so it knows where to find the livery, and the rest of it's got obviously your racing number and all the different color codes that you'll be using in game. So once we've done that, we can hit the save button, and that will just save in the ACC folder, and we won't need to touch that anymore to be game related. Now they both match up, so now what we need to do is we need to put our livery into the game, and to do that we're just going to head back a folder to the customs. We're going to go down to liveries, and we're just going to drag this folder into the livery section. Make sure it's copied and not moved, because you'll lose it. So copy over to liveries. We're just going to replace the one that's already in there, because I've done this before. It's already in the folder. And we can just check. We're going to scroll down the liveries. We'll see the folder named Aston V8 ACCSS Killer, and we can see that the decals, the JSON and PNG are there, and so is the sponsors. If you refresh in game, you'll now see that your livery has gone to the in-game editor essentially, so you'll be able to see this as you drive. If you haven't been able to get to this point so far, feel free to pause the video, go back, have a little look and see what you're doing wrong. Essentially, you should be able to see your livery in game now. If you can't, then make sure you just go back and have a little look at what you've potentially done wrong. So now we're going to look at the submission side of liveries, and we're going to go back to this folder that we've got on the right hand side. Now this is the folder that you'll submit. It's called ACC Livery Tutorial. Most likely it'll probably be called Customs for you, but it doesn't matter what you name it. That name will be what the zip folder looks like in our livery submission channel. And so what we need to do is we need to have this liveries folder, which we've obviously already got with our PNGs inside it. And we need to add the JSON for the cars to that folder. Now that is simply for me and for our graphic designers that are making the spotters guides, the artwork for the stream and stuff like that. We will not be giving your JSON to any other user in the server, so they won't have the option to drive your car. Simply to the fact that I can find your car and I can take the picture of it that we need for our broadcast. So once you've copied that JSON from the Assetto Corsa Competizione, you just paste it into the cars section of your custom livery that you're looking to send over to us using our livery submission system. So once you've done that, you can go ahead and we're going to head down to where we submit. So each channel will have its own, each split will have its own channel. So we're looking at AM livery submission at the moment, but you can see there's Silver and Pros. And we're just going to zip this folder up so that we can submit it. Now to do that, you can use any compression software, WinRAR, 7-zip, or just send a compressed zipped folder that you can make on your computer. We're going to use that option. We're just going to head down to Send to and Compressed Folder. And you'll see it will appear in the top left of the screen. So once we've got that, we can just drag and drop that into our livery submission. And we're going to make some notes on this as we go. So we're going to put the driver name, most importantly, so your name, how it appears on SGP. We're going to put our driver number, so that I can match the number up with the livery. And then we're going to put the car that we drive. This just saves me having to scramble through all the cars, trying to work out which one you're driving or which one, where your livery actually is in the game. And then we're just going to hit upload, and that's it. That's the livery submitted to your split manager. They'll be able to download that, package that up and send it off to our broadcasters. What we're going to move on to shortly here is we're going to have a little look at how we want you to edit your files so that we negate as much lag as we possibly can on the servers, but still allows you to drive with custom liveries, or at least see them in post-race reviews, such as replays or on the broadcast itself. Okay, so we're starting this process now of amending our car so that we can have it be seen on stream but not affect any of our drivers. So we're going to go to that liveries folder we spoke about. We're going to find the decals PNG. Now what I'm going to ask you to do is to rename that decals PNG to something that's not decals. So for example here we've put down not decals, and if you've also got a sponsors PNG you need to do the same for that. So what that means is when you load up in game, it will get rid of your custom livery so you can't see it. Now the benefit of this for the community is with stewarding, our stewards won't have lag when they're reviewing the incidents, and our drivers won't have lag when they're connecting to the server or driving around. The simple fix is you just remove the not decals post race, and your livery will be seen on screen. So the process of this is when you finish your race, if you're a race day photographer or wants to do any highlight reel videos or anything such like that afterwards, you can just take that not decals part out of the name and just change it to decals and sponsors, and you'll be able to see the custom liveries in your replay. Now this is compulsory. Anyone we catch not doing it will be given one opportunity to change it before they'll be removed from the server. And if you've got any questions in regards to the whole process we've spoken about, you can catch any of us on the Discord. You can at myself or at any of the team leads or moderators, and they'll happily be able to walk you through the processes that we've put out here. So that about rounds up our tutorial overview essentially of what we're going to be doing for custom liveries for the foreseeable future. And like I said, if you've got any quarrels or queries, you can come and contact us. You don't have to have the livery pack installed on your computer. If you feel your computer cannot run it, it's up to you. And most importantly as well, the really important feature that will be made in the message is if you've got the SEC livery pack from round 1, we're going to ask you to delete that completely. This process will negate a lot of the things we tried then, and hopefully make it better for everyone. So if you've got an SEC skin from round 1 at Suzuka, please go ahead and delete both the JSON file and the livery folder from your computer. Thank you very much. My name's been Dan Terry and this has been ACC Sim Series, and we'll catch you next time on track.